No, sit. Achilles, sit down. Stay. I'm doing back drills, teaching him to go straight back to go find something. And then this can transfer in the water, just like the buckets. So if he's not going out far enough, but you want him to go farther, and this is repetition, you teach him to trust you. Achilles, back. And I'll go over the method here in a minute. But you'll notice I'm walking up to him. Good boy. Drop. That boy. Oh, I dropped your treat. There you go, bud. Here, up, here you go. Good boy. No, Achilles. Achilles. Sit. Good boy. Stay. Initially, I did not take myself away from him like this, but I'm doing this to simulate he's in the field, he's in the water, and I'm not right in front of him. This did take some time. No! Achilles, sit. Sit. Sit down. Hey, sit down, bud. Good boy. Stay. It's hot and he's ready to go. Stay. Back. No, Achilles. So come here. Come on, bud. Come on. Good boy. Sit down. Sit. Sit. Sit down. Stay. Stay. I've got my hand up in the air so he can watch it. Achilles. Back. And basically, I step forward with one foot and then do like this. Back. Good boy. And then I'm going to meet him halfway. Good boy. Drop. Atta boy. Oh, I dropped your treat again. Sorry, bud. Here you go. Good boy. Hey, Achilles. Sit. Sit, buddy. Achilles, sit down. Stay. 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 Sit down. Achilles, sit down. Stay. It's just hot and we've been doing this a while already. Achilles, you ready? Back! Step forward with one foot in the direction I want him to go and show him my hand. I'm going to meet him halfway. Good boy! Good boy! Drop. Atta boy. Good dog. I'll do one more. Achilles, sit. Sit, buddy. Hey, Achilles, sit down. Good dog. Good dog. Stay. Stay. And again, I'll go over more of the process here in a second. Achilles, back. You might have to go farther back to find them. Oh, there's one closer. Good. Good boy. I need to work on his grip. He needs to hold these in the middle, but that's something we can always clean up later. These little things I don't worry about too much in the process of learning a new concept. I can always clean that up. Drop. Atta boy, Achilles. Hey, Achilles, Achilles. Hey, sit. Nope. Sit. Sit. Stay. Stay, Achilles. Stay. The tendency when you move away is for them to follow. Stay. So I'm doing several things here with him. Back! I think he's going to have to go farther back to find this next one. But that's part of it. These ladder drills, where you basically set, one, and then another, and another. Good boy, good boy! It teaches them to go farther back to expand their search. Good dog, Achilles. What a good boy. That's a decent grip. Good boy. Drop. Atta boy, Achilles. What a good dog. What a good boy. Good boy. Atta boy. Okay, Achilles, you can go swimming. Well, maybe he doesn't want to. I had him in the tank a minute ago. Hey, good boy. I didn't send him after it, but he's excited to deliver it. I'm going to praise him. Good boy. Drop. Atta boy, Achilles. What a good dog. I've got more farther back. Maybe he'll do one. Sit. Sit, buddy. Good. Stay. Stay. Since he's enthusiastic, I'm just going to take advantage for a second. So I'm moving myself back to simulate he's halfway out there in the water. Achilles, sit down. Good. Good boy. Achilles, ready? Back. I'm pretty sure he's going to have to go farther back for the next one. I think he's got all the close ones cleaned up. Back. Achilles, sit. Hey, sit. The reason I make him sit is just because it gets his attention better. Nope. 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 Come here. Achilles, sit. Hey, sit down, bud. He's about at that point, though. I need to call it quits. Good boy. Achilles. Achilles, hey. I'm losing his attention. Achilles, back. So I was standing close to him this time, but that's all right. But see how he's going farther back? But there's one behind that post that's laying on the ground, or there was. I think I've got a couple of them back there. But it's going to teach him to expand his search, is what this does. Similar to the bucket drills, it's just another method. Achilles, come here, bud. No, here. Achilles, Achilles, back. Achilles, Achilles, no. Nope. Nope. Achilles, come here. Good boy. Sit down. Achilles, sit down. Hey, sit down, bud. Achilles, back. Whether he finds it or not this time, I'm not going to make him do it again. He's hot. He's starting to lose interest. And you want to leave him wanting more. I'm just trying to get him to do this mainly for the video lesson. Good boy, Achilles. Good boy. I'm going to give him several treats, praise him up real big. Good dog. Good boy. Oh, what a good boy. Drop. Here. Atta boy. Here, Achilles. Here's some more. Here. Atta boy. Here's some more. What a good dog. What a good dog. Here. You want a happy bumper? Happy bumper? Happy bumper? Here. That's a good boy. Good boy. Happy bumper. Good boy. Good boy. He's getting where he's less and less relying on visuals. So I don't mind doing a happy bumper. And I wasn't going to make him deliver a happy bumper. Happy bumper is fun and no pressure. Drop, but he wants to deliver it and get a reward. I'm gonna meet him there. Good boy. Come here, Achilles. Let's go swimming. Come here, bud. Good boy. So anyway, so you set your bumpers, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 75, 100 yards. And Achilles, come here, bud. Good boy. Let him cool off while I'm doing this. You set your, and you don't do them at such a far distance right off, but you set your bumpers, in short progressions away from you and even within sight of you, or within sight of the dog. And then, oh, he's enjoying it. He's searching for something. He's sniffing the top of the water, searching. He is a water fanatic. He loves doing his duck drills. I mean, he will spend hours in here if you let him. But anyway, I'm gonna get back up in the shade. So, when you're, hey bud, what a good boy, good boy. Good boy. Good boy. So I'll have him sit down in front of me, and then I will, if I want him to go straight back, I just step into it. But he knows the bumper's back there to start with. He knows the bumper's there. He sees it. I have him sit in front of me, giving me attention. Having him sit just helps them focus. So I'll have him do that. I'll step into him with one foot. So, you know, here's my hand. My arm is not moving. So you can see I'm stepping in with one foot. But then I will extend my hand out as well and say, back. So my hand and my foot, therefore my whole body, comes at him in the direction I want him to go. So I'll send him, and you know, so the dog may be right here, and the bumpers, I may have 3 of them right there. And I just get him used to that over and over and over, and I'm right in front of him. And then we'll graduate, you know, the bumper's a little farther back, and then, you know, and then I'll trip him up a little bit. I'll put it behind something he can't see, but it's close enough, he'll probably find it. And then the next ones, you know, like if, let's say this is where I was training him. It's not, but for example, you know, some more. And then, you know, but obviously this is too thick, but in a field, you know, you make a line with them and you just work farther and farther back. And once he understands the concept, you start putting them, you know, farther back to start with. Not, you know, right up close, but farther on back. I was doing them fairly close today. I don't know what that was, probably 15 yards to start with, because I was trying something, you know, newer with him. I had worked on, just use this for an example. What's in the bucket is the dog. So, you know, normally I'd be like right here, but I've been starting, you know, to get farther back, you know, do some sessions over a course of time, farther back, do some session over the course of some more days, you know. And so today I was getting a whole lot farther back. And it kind of, at least with Achilles, it kind of tripped him up a little bit, because it's like he's not really sure what to do. I'm not standing there. And so this just helps make sure they understand the concept, and they're not learning based on situational parameters. And that's very common with dogs, is they will understand something based on a scenario with the variables in that scenario, which in this case, part of that was me standing right in front of him. So, you know, and that just brings home the point I've made in other videos. You want to train your dogs in different areas once they understand something. And as one gentleman taught me, a guy I really, really respect, when you can take your dog to 3 different locations and do the drill 3 times in a row at each of those 3 locations, you know the dog probably has it down, or you're ready to test him. So, you know, that's why you change these variables up. So, you know, we're doing all these drills at home, and I'm changing things up. But, you know, eventually I'm going to start doing these in other locations as well. But we're just laying the groundwork here. And so what I'm working on now, you know, he understands the back command. It's to go straight back from where he's at. But he's not always going to be in front of me. You know, if he's halfway across the tank right now. Well, let's say that that's as far as, in fact, look, he's turning around. He's doing a search on his own. I'm not sending him. Well, what if the duck was farther back and the wind is blowing that direction, which is probably the way the false psalms or HZP test, VGP, AZP, the way that test is going to be set up, most likely the wind, or even in a NAVDA, utility test, the wind's going to be blowing that way. You're going to be sending the dog with the wind. So if the duck is out of sight and is out of the typical search distance of the dog, and there's no wind blowing the scent to him, you got to have some way to get him to go back. Now in the NAVDA test, you're not really allowed to give many commands. In the German test, you can give some guidance without giving commands. You can use your hand signals and stuff, but really it depends on the judge. I've had different judges say different things, so you always want to ask them before you send the dog or before you give a command. Just get all those questions out ahead of time. But see how he's turning around right there? There's zero wind right now. It's extremely still. If I want him to go back, and this is, this is all for hunting. That's why we do these tests, is to breed great hunting dogs for ultimately the recovery of all game. So the other day I was working him from that end, and I had a dead pheasant I threw over there. Well, he was going about 1/3 of the way, but we had been working on these back drills, and I gave him the back. I stepped into him, and with my hand in the direction I want him to go, and sure enough, he went all the way down. He found it, ran the bank, came back, sat down, delivered it to hand. Beautiful. And so that's what this does, is it just kind of helps guide him. And then we'll end up working on, right and left drills as well. Once he understands the back, I'll probably start doing right drills. And then, mixing it up, right, back. Then I'll start adding left, and we'll left, back, left, right back. We'll mix it up a little bit, but we'll do one thing at a time, get the groundwork laid, teach them the concept, change up the situations. I use different bumpers, use different dummies. He has his preference on the ones he likes to retrieve, but I use others as well. When you're doing this, if you have several next to each other, they may start shopping around, which is just indicative of a dog that maybe wasn't completely force-fetched properly. And it's something that can easily be fixed, with a check cord, and then you've got several bumpers of different colors and sizes and materials, kind of within, just a close proximity of each other. You send the dog out, he kind of looks at them, picks up one or two of them, drops it, gets a different one. The dog's shopping. Well, what's going to happen when he decides, he finds a duck, but then he smells another one, or you shoot a quail over him, but he goes to retrieve it, and all of a sudden he smells a live covey nearby. He's got to finish the task. And so he goes, first bumper he finds, that dog needs to pick it up and bring it. And so you can correct that shopping behavior by, check cord, or, put a leash on them, prong collar if you have a dog that's just, super, super willful. When he gets to that first one, he can, you can pull that cord, and, as soon as he gets it in his mouth, bring him back to you, and you just repeat these drills over and over until he learns it. Good boy, Achilles. What a good dog. Good boy. He's got a stick in his mouth. Good boy. Come here. Come here, buddy. Here. Achilles. Good boy. Come on. Come here, bud. He's just got to have something in his mouth. He had a stick in his mouth. I thought he'd bring it to me, but he knows better than to retrieve sticks. When he was younger especially, we'd do drills out here, and he would search for, bumpers or ducks or whatever, and You know, he would find something on a search, grab it, it's a stick. He knows that's not what he's looking for because he knows what I put out here. He knows what bumpers are, and he knows what ducks are. See there, he just grabbed some algae, you know. He's just looking for something to retrieve. Achilles, I don't have anything over here, bud. Come on, here, buddy. But anyway, so, you know, setting out the sequence of bumpers, these are just called ladder drills. And then you're teaching them to go back, or, you know, over, over, you can associate with going across. There's a whole bunch. You can just pick whatever command you want to use, call it what you want, and there's 1,000 ways to train on accomplishing the task that you are trying to, you know, teach the dog. But the ladder drills, the bucket drills, I think are both very easy. You can usually get pretty quick results if you're doing it consistently, and patiently and regularly. Be consistent. Don't be, you know, too caught up in emotions. He was getting a little belligerent today with not wanting to sit. I got to hand it to him. It's hot. We've been doing drills for a while. I just decided, hey, this would be a good point to make a video, just because he's, you know, making progress and it can show what this can accomplish. But nonetheless, I give him a command. I expect him to follow it. At this point, he's at that point now that he's getting less freedom to goof off. So again, you start with pretend that's the dog. The dog's right in front of you. You know, back. He sees the bumper just right back there. You just over and over and over, and then you start placing the bumpers farther out. And once he starts getting the search down, then you start backing up and place the bumpers kind of close again. It's just like the bucket drills. You know, you're doing it on land, do it close, and start putting, you know, farther out. Spread your bumpers or your ducks or whatever farther and farther out from the buckets. And then, you know, he gets to rely less on the buckets. Well, when you transition it to water, you want to make it easy, because they still have to make that mental jump. So you put it, you know, you don't start on a wide body. You start on a narrower place, even if it's just a creek, just so that they can start understanding water makes no difference, because you're changing a major variable here, and it may throw off everything else. So you make the transitions as easy as possible while maintaining the concepts. So just like with the bucket drills, and again, pretend the bucket's a dog today, but just like we did with the bucket drills in those videos, make it easy. So I'm standing here in front of them, bumpers are right there within sight. I get them going and back, you know, using the command and the motions. Then I start putting them farther back, farther back, farther back, farther back. Then I, you know, start stepping them, you know, gosh, you know, wherever you want to start at, 10, 20, 30, you know, 50, 80 yards. And you just make a progression of them, make a sequence of them. And then once he gets, you know, going back to find them down, you know, then, you know, start putting them farther back. You don't start putting them right away. You want them to go out and search. So, you know, put the bumpers at 50 and 100 yards, 75 yards, 150 yards, whatever you're trying to train them to do. You know, once he understands I've got to go out to find them, put those bumpers out there. Okay? And then when you want to start training for where you're not standing right in front of them, start bringing those bumpers back in closer again. And then you step back a ways and you start doing the drills over and working the progression of the bumpers farther and farther out. And then, see, all this training, he's expanded his search on his own without any commands. He's not finding anything, but I'm not sending him on anything right now either. So right now he doesn't have to trust me that, you know, there's something out there. I'm not sending him. I'm just letting him just swim and be a dog. But he's expanding the search on his own. He just came from the other side, which, you know, initially that wasn't something he was doing. You know, we worked on the progression. But he loves the water, and that is to his advantage. So anyway, when I started the videos, I was actually working farther back before I started filming it today. But you know, I don't know, 50 yards back or something, and just sending him on those bumpers, and they were hiding in the grass, you know. So I had kind of worked up to this point. I still want to work him farther and farther away, or work him with the bumpers farther and farther away, with me continuing to move farther back. And we'll do that in the open field, and then graduate from there to other locations, just like with the water. The water searches, I'll do it from this side to that side to this side, that end to the other end, you know, and just multiple angles. I'm changing it up all the time. And then, you know, once the dog starts to be successful from these multiple locations and different things, I'll start taking him to other places to do it. So anyway, hope that's helpful. I know that's a lot of information, but I think this can further help you with getting your dog to trust you on the fetch command or the search command, whatever word you choose to use for it. So good luck.